Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but patrols. At least it'll get it out of this episode's slot. Frankly, it's been annoying me ever since it started popping up.
It's been more than 30 years since Voyager passed through this region of space. But the echoes of what Captain Janeway and her crew did linger. We need to reestablish relationships here. I'm assigning you a region of space to patrol. Meet the locals and find out how things stand in the Delta Quadrant today.
Alright then. Most would argue that Janeway was nothing more than an annoyance, a nuisance, and generally unwanted. Frankly, Janeway never wanted to be in the Delta Quadrant either. She had one job: find a Maquis ship. Everything went straight to hell after that. And yes, I am flying around in another Andorian ship. You'll be seeing this one in the next bit too. Mainly because, one, I haven't had a real chance to fly around with the Andorian ships, with their proper weapons loadouts. As in Andorian phasers and all that. So this is going to be a session of patrols with an Andorian ship. Hopefully no one shows up to make my life hell, or to ruin my patrol, because that tends to happen. Guess not. Kazon versus Benthans. Did they steal my phasers? They stole my phasers!
Shields have failed.
No one steals my phasers. Oops.
You have entered an area controlled by the Benthan Guard. Our scans indicate your ship is armed and operational, and you have demonstrated your ability to assist in an ongoing operation. You will either join our squadron as a deputized Protectorate officer, or clear the area immediately.
Really?
Local Edict 47-42 states that the Benthan Guard may deputize any ships deemed necessary for the apprehension of a criminal ship rated Class 4 or higher. By entering space protected by the Benthan Guard, you have agreed to these terms.
Great.
You are now my deputy. We are here to apprehend a suspect wanted in multiple systems for crimes not limited to theft, coercion, destruction of private property, and murder. When you arrived, we were dealing with one of this criminal's lieutenants. We've tracked the suspect to this system. Your assistance in this matter is required and appreciated.
Maj Kala?
Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
Kala should be long dead. Hold on a second, I need to, get suited for cannons. I didn't exactly, just a little. First. have a better idea. Let's just shoot.
Sensors are picking up small habitations in some of the atmosphere, possibly consistent with multiple temporary hideouts.
And again, that's...
Picked up a tight beam transmission on a new frequency. We're jamming that spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
I'm taking you with me.
Assistance, and welcome to this sector. We recommend that you get underway and head for secure space. There's been a lot of turbulent activity recently, and multiple reports of danger to travelers. There have been rumors that the Borg are fighting large-scale battles. We have little evidence of who against or why as of yet, but we are finding the aftermaths of such conflicts. Whoever's been fighting the Borg has caused significant damage to the collective. We're taking a cautious approach until we know more. I suggest you do the same.
Interesting.
We have the suspect in custody now, and we also apprehended a fair number of his associates. This part of space will be safer without their influence. I'm dispatching medics to treat any wounded so they can stand trial, and an engineering team to ensure his ship is stable so we can tow it back to base. Thank you. We have it from here.
Next patrol, I presume. And yes, I am going to continue. I love the Andorian escorts. I loved their Tier 5 versions, and I suspect that... That's infuriating. Oh well. Might as well do Revelations, right?
We've received a distress call from the USS Callisto, which was on a research mission in a little explored area of the Delta Quadrant. We're not sure what happened to the Callisto, but we need someone to check it out. There are a lot of people on the Callisto, good Starfleet officers and researchers. Bring them home.
that was supposed to technically tie into this mission anyways, so I guess there's not much for me to complain about. I really like this ship. I don't want to know. Just the name of that ship, I don't want to know. Okay, how far do I have to go? Oh, to hell with this. I'm transwarping. It's just a lot faster. And I left the map up. Damn it. Well, what can you do? Ouch. At least we have a confirmed class for the Callisto. Luna class. Though this wreckage really doesn't look like a Luna. It looks more like scavenged parts from a Connie or something. Ooh.
This is 7 of 9, part of a Federation research team assigned to the USS Callisto. My team and I were investigating this outpost when the defense systems activated and destroyed the ship. I am aware of your service record. Thank you for responding to our request for assistance. I was able to deactivate the outpost's defenses, but the system sent out an automated distress signal upon shutdown. It is logical to assume that someone will be arriving to investigate. Please transport my team and me to your ship. I will be of more assistance to you there.
In a moment. Seriously, that just looks like a stereotypical saucer section. Or a flying saucer.
Long-range sensors are picking up inbound energy signatures. Voth ships. They must lay claim to this system.
Lovely.
Attention trespassing endotherms. You are trespassing in Voth-aligned space. Surrender now, and we will allow you to live out the remainder of your lives on a prison world.
Is it any wonder I hate the Voth? They don't give you an option to just leave. Oh well, they asked for it, so...
vessel. You have violated a Voth facility and will be.
And nothing will happen. Bring it!
Where
Yes!
are they going? It's not like the Voth to leave a battle they would have clearly won.
That's debatable.
This is a general distress signal for any ships in range. This is the Turei homeworld. We are under attack by an unknown force of immense power. We require immediate assistance.
I see. I detect a fair bit of karma here.
The Turei are a spacefaring culture that Voyager encountered in 2376. They claim ownership over the underspace, which are corridors through subspace that significantly shorten travel times here in the Delta Quadrant. Command has been attempting to contact them, without success. Access to the underspace would be a distinct advantage for our fleets.
We've got quantum slipstream.
That is one possibility. To my knowledge, the Voth and Turei are not enemies. However, there is still much we do not know about the Delta Quadrant.
Even Borg would say the same thing. After all, you guys aren't exactly assimilating everything. Well.
We have arrived in the Turei system. The Voth ships are in combat, but they are not engaging Turei vessels. Their opposition does not conform to any known ship in the database.
They're no match for me.
Whoever these assailants are, their technology is exceptional. Even the Borg do not have ships such as these.
You have tactical cubes. Whoops. More whoops. This should take it out. To consider you I stepped my toe a little bit here.
The Voth and whomever they are fighting are speaking on an open channel. We can listen to their communications.
Your defense of the Turei thieves will be your undoing.
The Turei and Voth have a long-standing allegiance. The Turei's exothermic nature makes them superior to the other feeble races of the Quadrant.
Really? Then explain why you have to keep your ships at a temperature beyond 30 degrees C. Well, I can keep mine at a comfortable 15. You'd freeze in 15.
Then you will be loyal to the death.
Idiots. Both of them.
The surface of the Turei homeworld is being devastated by the debris from the Voth vessels. The Turei do have a defense network of satellites and shields that is capable of protecting them, but the control network is offline. This was intentional. Their attackers deliberately targeted the area during the initial assault. There is a secondary command center on the outskirts of one of their major settlements. If we transport directly there, we will be able to restore the control network.
This should be interesting.
The invaders attacked this facility, but they did not do significant structural damage. They were, however, able to take down the control network controlling the orbital defense grid. That defense grid is the only thing capable of stopping all of the debris from the battle in orbit from raining down on the planet. Small pieces will burn up in the atmosphere, and your ship's weapons can deal with some others, but a significant percentage will get through. Until that grid is operational, there will be widespread devastation. There was a firefight here. One of the Turei is injured, but his condition is stable. He may be able to give us more information about the invaders.
Thank you. My name is Bellis. You're from Starfleet, right? The ships emerged from the underspace, and they were too close for our defense grid to stop the launch of drop pods. In minutes, they had knocked out the grid controls, and we were defenseless. We barely had time to transmit a distress signal. The attackers were Vaadwaur. Voyager did indeed interact with one of our corridors, but instead of deleting the info as we requested and going on their way, they revived our greatest enemy. All of this destruction, every death, it's all Voyager's fault.
Wrong. It's actually yours. You forced them to go to ground, and instead of, hey, you're one ship, you're obviously not a hostile invasion force, you're just moving through. Move along. Move along. Instead, you shoot at them. Demand to board their ship. And drop plasma charges on them from orbit. Any wonder why Voyager decided, hey, we're gonna side with the Vaadwaur over you? So yeah, this is the Turei's fault. They got what was coming to them.
Impossible. It cannot be the Vaadwaur. I would know. This is all my fault. When we first encountered the Vaadwaur, they were in cryostasis. I foolishly awoke their leader in a moment of curiosity. I didn't know their history. They were conquerors, despots. The Vaadwaur used underspace to rule the Delta Quadrant for decades. It was only when the other races banded together that they were defeated. At the time we encountered them, when I awakened them, Captain Janeway said she probably would have done the same thing. But it wasn't her choice, it was mine. I am responsible. However, the Vaadwaur we encountered did not have a level of technology like what we face here. This is far beyond anything the Vaadwaur are capable of developing in such a short amount of time.
So they had a benefactor. So what?
My analysis remains unchanged. We need to restore functionality to the defense grid. There are 4 nodes located on the edge of this complex. We must restart these nodes and realign them to the central tower to re-establish the grid.
I'll go to the central tower and start the initialization sequence.
I blame myself for the Vaadwaur's return. It was a door best left unopened.
I am intentionally going to mess these ones up.
Complete these steps in the correct order to initialize and align the node.
It's actually a lot faster just to kill a bunch of Vaadwaur than it is to do all
First,
this.
you must access the... Next, finally...
Honestly, it's just faster to kill a bunch of Vaadwaur. There's the pod. Go ahead, guys. Exit. It'll only make my life just a little bit easier. Surprise! You got nothing.
Uplink established.
See? Faster.
Enemy
Get up, boys. You're gonna need to deal with the
When
enemy.
we first rescued the Vaudois, we thought we could be allies.
Of course you could. Oops.
Analysis complete. First, you must act. Next, finally. Defense node online. Whatever happens here, we must inform our superiors about the Vaudois threat. I have completed my analysis. Complete first, you neck, finally. Uplink reinitiated. When Admiral Tuvok asked me to leave my post at the Daystrom Institute to assist the Callisto, I thought the probability of seeing Vaudois was statistically insignificant. We had to ally ourselves with the Turei to escape the Vaudois. My analysis of this node is complete. Execute the following steps in the correct order. First, next, you finally. Connection reestablished.
Starfleet, I need assistance at the central tower. Your team did an excellent job getting the defense nodes back online and realigned to the central hub here. The restart process will take some time, but the defense grid will be active in about 2 minutes. We'd be in good shape if the Vaadwaur hadn't launched more assault pods. These are mobile transporter pads used to bring more troops to the surface rapidly. I assume they're coming to stop us from restoring the defense grid.
The Turei took control of underspace after the Vaadwaur were defeated. Clearly, the Vaadwaur object. Vaadwaur reinforcements approaching. The Vaadwaur are relentless. The probability of our survival is slim. The Vaadwaur are tenacious fighters. We must be more so.
Can't keep this up forever!
Enemy target on sensor.
What is that?
Flanking damage detected.
Not odd. Voth reinforcements have entered orbit. These Vaadwaur do not want to do battle with an obviously superior force. While we did sustain great losses, we have made good on our agreement with the Turei. Bellas, we have restored your defense grid.
I'm not interested in petty squabbling about who did what. The grid is restored and we are safe. That's all that matters.
Seven of 9.
Admiral?
We detected the destruction of the Callisto. What?
It was your fault! Your ship invaded the Voth outpost! You woke the Vaadwaur!
Vaadwaur. Interesting. Starfleet intelligence did not consider them a threat. We believed their numbers were few and their technology outdated.
Then you were wrong! The Vaadwaur have returned, and no one is safe.
I see. 7. Voyager could use your expertise again. Will you return to the ship?
That would be acceptable.
Very well. We will take the other survivors from the Callisto as well. Thank you.
Voyager, 2 to beam up.
Thank you for assisting 7 and lending aid to the Turei. However, the discovery that our old foes, the Vaadwaur, have made such a leap in technology and are now threatening the entire quadrant is troubling.
Thank you. Without your help, my team and I may have been killed by the Voth. Now, however, I must turn my attention to the Vaadwaur. I am responsible for their return. I must assist in their defeat.
I've read Admiral Janeway's mission logs from Voyager. It would be troublesome enough to have the Vaadwaur return in force. They're an aggressive and difficult species. But if they have technology and forces that can defeat the Voth, this does not bode well. Hello?
Housecoat Gaming signing off.